Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit and this is the fourth session of the real-time catalog item training. So in this training and last video we talk about that catalog UI policy and we try to accomplish this catalog item. We try to complete our form by this UI policy. Now today we'll talk about that client script, catalog client script, and basically we'll focus on that Onchange catalog client script. So in this client script, there are various type of client script, but we'll today focus on the catalog, Onchange client script. If you see the requirement sheet, what it is saying that requested for, whenever you select the requested for, the manager name of the requested for should be auto-populated. Okay. So if I see here in the form, whenever I will select the requested for, so based on this user information, the manager name should be automatically populated. And then the next is the region field that also should be populated automatically. Okay. So how we are going to do that, I'll show you quickly. So without wasting time, let's get started. So if you see in that this is the reference fields and which is pointing to the CC user table. So I'll simply open this CC user table for you guys. And so once we open the CC user table, these are the user are available here. And if I open any of this user or if I click the info icon, this user form will be a little bit show here. And in this user, there will be one field called manager. So if I go and see that this is the user form, and if I change the view, so right now it is in default view. So let's go back to the self-service view and see if we can see that manager field available here. So here we don't have the manager field. Let's change to service portal field view. Even here the manager field is available, but in this field the manager is not available, but manager field is available. So let's select that for Abraham Lincoln. We'll select the Abel Tutor is the manager, and I'll just save that. So Abel Tutor is manager for the Abraham Lincoln, and we'll select the location for the user. So let's select the location here. I'll select that this location here. So now we'll simply switch to the default view and see this manager field is available or not. By default, the manager field is not available. That's fine. But the location field is available. And if I open the location, so location field have a one thing called region, should have the field called region. Let's see. So this is the location table, and this location table right now I can't see any field called region. So let's show XML and see that region field is available or not. That field is not available, but yeah, so we'll put maybe title, we'll populate that country maybe. Okay, so we'll rename that field. So our goal is that, so let's come to that point. Our goal is that whenever somebody select that some user, their manager name should be populated on to the first field called the requester manager. So if we select the Abraham Lincoln as a manager, requested for, his manager is Abel Tutor, his name should be populated by requester manager. So how we are going to do that, I'll quickly show you that first. So very first thing is that you have to go back to the catalog item. In this catalog item, we already talked about the catalog UI policy. And if you see here, this requested for is coming from a variable set. Either you can write that catalog client script on to the specific catalog item, or you can directly go to the variable set and create that. So for the time being, I will go back to the variable set. So if you create the client script on the variable set level, it will be applicable wherever you use this variable set. So we are going to create a one client script on this variable set. So I'll click new and going to create a catalog item onto the variable set. And that variable set is attached to the catalog item. So automatically the script will be run. So very first thing will select that request for information, something like that. And then if you see here the type, so if you want to run this catalog, if you want to run this catalog client script only for the desktop or the native view, you can select the desktop. If you want to run for the portal, you can select the portal, and if you want to run for both, you can select the both. That is done. Now the important factor is the type. So if you select the type, there is three type of client script. So one is the Onchange, one is another is the onload, another is the on submit. We'll come on discuss one by one. Our first topic or first today's session is the Onchange client script. Once you select the Onchange, there will be new field will become called variable name, and in that I have to select that some variable which is available to this variable set. So we'll select the requested for. So it means that whenever any value changes on the requested for variable, this client script will be run. So let's see. I'll simply type alert and show you that is it working or not. So whenever you write the code, start with the very basic, start to see that the script is running or not, then only you start the coding. Sometimes what happens, you write a lot of codes and actually the script is not running at all. So let's see. I'll simply run this one. So at that moment, this form is loaded, but the script is not run. Once we change the requested for information, the script should be run and show the high. So like I will select that Abraham Lincoln and see the script is running. Now next code will be that how I can set some value from here, that current logged in user manager, current logged in user, and how can I get that current logged in user manager and set here. So to get that, if you see in this client script, we have a options called control old value, new value is loading. So old value is that whatever the old value, new value is the new value that you have selected is loading is defined that it is for the form loaded or not. So we'll come that point. Just remember that new value will return at that moment. The new value will return that whatever value you are going to select that. So I will select that, if I put the alert new value, it will return the seaside of the Abraham Lincoln. Okay. So what I'll do, I'll simply type G underscore form and then dot get reference. So this is not a best practice for using the get reference into the client script. Again, I am repeating. I will tell you that why and how we can overcome that later. But for the time being, I'll type the get reference and then inside that bracket, it is saying that field name, comma, callback. So field name is the for which field I want to run this, and then inside the callback function, whatever value or whatever things I just want to do, that I have to write that. So in this first parameter, I'll put that request underscore for. So for which field I want to get the reference, our case the request for fields, and then I have to write the function name called callback, something like that. Okay, and I'll simply say the format code, and here I need to write a code called function, and then this will be called that function, and bracket I have to type the obj, and again I'll click that alignment code. Inside that G underscore from get reference, it will return, it will query to the request for information, and it will return, and it is a callback function, it will be return the complete client record of that requested for, and I can get any fields from the requested for. I'll simply go back to that variable set, and I will populate that requested for manager. So what I'll do, I'll get that variable's name called requester manager, and here I will type simple code called G underscore form dot set value, and for which fields I want to set the requested manager, and what I want to set obj dot manager. So basically now I'll simply format that code and save that. So basically I want to set the requested underscore manager, and then I want to set the manager field from that variable. So let's refresh that and see it is working or not. So I'll select the Abraham Lincoln first. and you can see that requester manager is getting populated as a able tutor, because in this Abraham Lincoln, the manager field is the able tutor. So if I change and select other user, if the user have some manager, that will be populated. Right now the user doesn't have any manager, so that's the reason the manager field is not showing here. So again, I'll select the Abraham Lincoln and it is showing that Abraham Lincoln manager. Now, instead of region, I want to populate the country of the current logged in user. Let's say, how can I do that country? So I will go to the location of that user, Abraham Lincoln, and from the location, there is a field called country. I want to get that. How do we do that? Okay. So I'll simply go back to this variable set first, and maybe a little bit, I'll do that little modification of this field called, instead of region, I'll change to country. And here I'll make the changes. So instead of region, I want to populate the country. So remember, previously we selected the Abraham Lincoln and it's a direct value of the able tutor. Now I want to do one more dot work. So location dot country is the USA. Okay, so the user, I don't want to show the user location, I want to show the user location dot country. So which is not possible to the get reference, and also get reference is not that service now recommended. Why? Because whenever you do the get reference in this client script that requested for information, what it is doing, it is completely returning that row, so which is nothing but this it is returning complete record of this user information, and there in this client script you can do whatever dot work you needed, right? So you can do dot work whatever is needed, but it is returning completely glide object here. That might be the reason the form might be a little bit slow. So ServiceNow recommendation should not use the get reference. So I'll show you first how we can populate that country here. I mean that field name is a little bit changed right now, a region to country. So how I'll show today, I'll show you that how we can populate the country, and then definitely the requested for is right now populating. I'll turn off this client script and I'll show you that instead of get reference, how can you use that GlideAjax to do all these achievement. So basically to populate this information or to deep dive or more details, we used to use the GlideAjax. So what is the GlideAjax? I'll simply say in one line. So GlideAjax help you to get any information from client side to the server side. So you select any client side value. Based on the client side, it will calculate from the server side and get some specific data for you and represent to the client side. So that's the useful for that. If you need more clarification, you can go and watch my previous video about the GlideAjax. I'll put that in my description or I'll put in my info link, so you can go and check that. So today, what I will do, we'll use the GlideAjax instead of getReference, and instead of populating this member information, we'll do manager and then country information, both that case. Okay. So what we'll do, the first step is that I'll deactivate or I will turn off whatever code I have written here. So I'll just simply turn off this one, and I'll show you that it is not working at all. So if I just save that and quickly refresh this form, and now if we select the able tutor, it should not populate the able tutor manager is the, that Abraham Lincoln manager is the able tutor. So if I select the Abraham Lincoln, the manager field is not getting populated. So what I'll do here, to use the GlideAjax, very first thing you need to create the script include, or you need to use the any existing script include. So I'll go back to the module, the script include here. And in this case, I'm going to create a new script include. You can use any script include already you exist. So I'm going to create a new client script include, and make sure you check that client callable. So client callable means that from the client script you can call this script include. So that is the that is the meaning of the client's callable. And here I'll select that, I'll put that group manager. This is the my script include name. Once I click outside, it will be pre-populated with some script. So let's see that. Once I right click outside, it's pre-populate with some script. I'll simply define some function here. So let's say that get user information, something like that, and I'll type the function like that colon, and here I'll write some code for that later part. Okay, I'll simply save that. So that this is my script include. This script include will be called from my client script. So this is my client script which was working earlier. I just commented out my line. So here I'll write some basics code. So I'll type va var ga is the nothing but a glide ajax, the variable. So new glide ajax. Inside that I have to put the script include name. So I'll put that script include name here. So this is my script include name. So I'll put in a single quotes the script include name. Now here I'll put the ga dot add param, and inside that I'll put the sys param name, and in comma I have to write the function name that I want to call. So our case is the function name is the get user info. I'll copy this function name and pass here. Now I'll put one more case called ga dot add param, and here I'll put the sys param underscore user, and here I'll pass the new user new value, which will nothing but new value is nothing but the current requested for that. I will select that value, I'll pass to the script include here, and from the script include I'll do some processing and return that, right? So now what we'll do here in this case, we'll type the ga dot get xml answer, and then I'll type a some function name called callback function, something like that. Okay, and then I will type the function, and then I'll type the function name that I have defined here. In bracket I'll type answer, and here I'll do a alert call answer. So whatever value I will receive from the client side or from the script include, I'll just simply do a alert. Okay. Now going back to our script include here. So in this script include, I first have to be whatever value I am passing here. What value I am passing? I am passing that new value as a sys param name. That value I need to be received first. So for that I will do that var user equal to this dot get parameter. Inside the parameter I have to type this parameter name called sysparam user. So this will simply give me ability to receive that username, and then var gr equal to new glide record, and here I'll pass that CS user table. So I'll query to the CS user table, and then gr dot get, and then I'll pass the user. Okay, and then I'll type if here. So if you're having difficulty to understand that, let me know. I'll return here call us user dot manager first. Let's see how we are overcoming that. So I'll simply return the user manager. If in case the user is not available, I will simply return the blank. So that is the what we are doing here. I'll simply save that, and here I'll copy this code here and save as a answer. Okay, let's first see it is working, and then I'll explain you one by one each and every line. So let's refresh that. So once we select that Abraham Lincoln as a so well, let's see first what is happening, why we are getting null value. So if I go back to my client script, and client script pretty much good, there is no issues here. If I go back to here, so if you see here, we are doing that user.manager. We don't need to do that user.manager. Instead of that, we have to use the gr.manager and save that. And let's refresh our form and see this is getting populated or not. I'll simply type that Abraham Lincoln, and it is returning the CSID, and it is getting populated the manager. Okay, so that's how it is working. But I need to populate along with that manager, I need to populate the country. So let's do that. How can we do that? So if I go back to the script, to get the country, what I'll do, I'll put concatenate with the colon and star. Here we'll do that gr dot if I go here, and then there is a field called location. So let's go back to this default view. So this is the location field, and inside the location you have a country. So I want to get the location dot country. To get the country, so what I'll do, I'll go back, then type that location dot country, and simply save that. And now let's refresh our form and see. Definitely we need to do some little bit tweak on our client script, but I'll do that later. So now if I select here and then select the Abraham Lincoln, and it is returning the CSID, comma USA, that is the country. I need to do little tweak here. So I am receiving that to value as a parameter. So what I'll do here, I'll do var answer where answer array equal to answer dot split with the comma, and the 0 value will be our for requested for manager, and then for country we have to select the 1 value. So let's do that. So I'll copy this code here and paste here, and then country equal to the 1th value. So what we did, we get the complete value in a comma slip in that comma. We are splitting with that comma, and then in the 0th value will be our requested for manager, and then 1th value will be our country. So let's refresh that here. So if I refresh here, select Abraham Lincoln, so you can see that able tutor requested requested manager name is getting populated, country is getting populated. So that's how we can populate those information through that Onchange client script. So if I go back to this requested informations, I'll mark read only our here the requester manager field. So I'll simply go back. I said that if you want to make any fields always read only, mandatory, or any conditions, you can go and mark them from the our dictionary level. So that I'll simply go back and select the read only here and save that, and quickly refresh our form. So if I refresh the form and select the requested for manager equal to Abraham Lincoln, now I will tutor and this country both are getting populated from the Onchange client script of the GlideAjax. So that's all about today, that I show you that how we can write the Onchange client script. We can do a lot of stuff on the Onchange client script. So I'll do some advanced part later, but still gradually we are building the form. We'll try to enhance our skill. But at that moment, remember that Onchange client script will only run whenever you change certain value. It can be also run as an onload, but Onchange client script have a ability or capacity to run that script on a particular field value changes. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day.